Nerd channel. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm McTurney.
I'm Ross Everett.
Oh, guys, here we are again on these dumb beanbags. Getting ready to have a great time with both of you guys.
Don't touch me, though.
What do we got going on, guys? What's going on in the SourceFedNERD world?
I'm glad you asked, man. Like, I just had this thing weighing on me.
Sure, let's hear about it.
I was wondering.
Yeah, so the other day I was like,
what?
This is just like so weird. We were talking.
I get it.
Just came
No, I get it. He's like that.
Anyway, let me break your beer.
I feel like I'm not listening to.
So there's this guy that I really like. His name
often.
is Joe, and like he's married and has 2 kids, but like I feel like I have a shot
We
with
have
him.
Mario on the.
You know, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Because like a ring is.
Wait, hold on, real quick. Have you seen Steve play sports?
Myself were on a table talk in which we asked which animal would you want to be bitten by, so then you'd have your powers. It was really fun. And Bryce Oliver says he'd like to be a mantis shrimp, one of the biggest badasses in the animal kingdom. Nothing messes with those guys.
I just learned about mantis shrimp.
I think everybody did from that oatmeal article.
Yeah.
Oh, I from Radiolab. They also did a whole thing about how mantis shrimp have 16 cones in their eyes.
Yeah,
they see colors. Yeah, well, the
colors.
oatmeal is a webcomic, so...
Was that a comic?
No, that's a podcast.
Mine was a podcast, so...
Well, yeah, it's
it
kind
was
of
different
the
hipster levels.
Yeah.
It was
I
weird.
hear, in fact, I think the comic one quotes, or gives credit to the podcast.
Oh, really? So you're
really?
Portland and we're Austin.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
That's how it goes.
I'm down with that.
We
Austin
both
was
should be
Where
nuked
does-
off the face of the planet.
Oh!
Where does Los,
sorry.
Austin's my hometown.
where does
Well,
Los
you're not there
Feliz
right
fit
now.
into this? I did recently learn about the mantis shrimp, and that's a badass thing, man.
They like boil the water in front of them or something
Well,
crazy.
they walk so fast that they boil the water around them or something. And then
Weird.
their claws, I guess they're like their claw can shoot out as fast as a bullet, and so to like pierce something instantly. It's crazy. And then they have like this crazy armor, and their armor is so intense that I guess like the U.S. Army is like developing armor based off of their like genetic structure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So ridiculous.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
So wait, if you were a person shrimp, mantis person, mantis Steve, when you walked around, would you just boil people alive in front of you?
Well, I feel like the human version of that would be like my feet have like these like fire jets on them, and I could like lift them up and just like flame the fuck out of someone.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think you'd use it to run away.
Yeah.
You just run away.
Well, when you
very
run
quickly.
really fast, you leave the tracks like the Back to the Future car.
Exactly. Trenton Nezzi says, I would be bitten by a beetle 300 times stronger than normal, and I'd have a hard shell, so I have armor. A lot of armor. People want that armor
Yeah,
to
a lot of
protect them from
bugs.
words.
A lot of bugs have like cool armor.
Oh yeah, they've evolved that way. When you're that
Exoskeletons.
small, you have to evolve something that makes you awesome.
I said I wanted to be bit by an orca, and
And then I saw the movie Blackfish.
No, it was after I saw Blackfish, and I was like, I'm gonna be so super emotional. Because remember in the movie, they're like, they have these part of these brains that are like so super emotional. I was like, that'll be my powers, and I'm like crazy.
You're just very emotional. Yeah.
And someone said you forgot that
Once
you have
a month,
to get.
you have that power.
Very good.
But One Peanut Gallery was pointing out basically about the orca thing that I would actually have to suffer the bite, and then maybe I wouldn't have like an arm or anything.
Oh no, you
before I
can survive a
became-
bite. You've seen Blackfish.
It's true.
Yeah.
I can just survive a little toss around.
Yeah, just a little bit of drowning here and there. Just a little bit of.
Oh my god, that part was chills.
Rough.
Chills.
You guys go to Netflix.com/SourceFed, get yourself 1 free month of instant streaming, and in the meantime, watch Blackfish. It'll ruin you.
Listen to what the Auburn Stang said. Elf is a terrible movie. Like 2 stoners were sitting around during Christmas, and one said, "Dude, what if a man grew up with elves and Santa?" Then it cuts to all of the old Christmas cartoon characters. That is a stoner's idea. He eats chocolate syrup and spaghetti. Pregnant women wouldn't think of that. Wow.
What?
Here's the
That's
thing.
some hate right
I gotta
Children
say,
think of that.
I don't hate the movie, but Elf is not my favorite movie.
I
don't
agree.
think there are people who are like, Elf is the best movie ever, and I just don't think it's the
When
best
Elf
movie
came
ever.
out, it was so funny.
I saw it in theaters, it was funny, and then I never thought of it again.
I didn't see it in
Really?
theaters. I saw it on video once, I think.
Yeah, like
Really?
it's just not for me.
Jake Thornton says, the problem with being a starfish is you might have to barf up your stomach to eat things. Think about having dinner. You'd sit there with one of your vital organs on your plate, digesting a meal in front of everyone with a tube going down your throat.
Wait, do you have to
worked
have
for
that
Terry
part?
Schiavo.
Can you? Oh, okay.
That was, there we go.
Yeah.
What?
Nope, you have to keep that in. You have to live with that joke.
Have you guys ever seen The Fly? The Fly has it. He like barfs out his stuff and then he sucks up the.
Really?
Well, that's how flies eat.
CES 2014 is here.
Wait a minute. Woo.
You
And-
really pumped, huh,
and-
Steve?
You.
Perfect.
You guys are thrilled about
Super
CES
pumped about
2014.
CES.
You guys, it was so awesome that we got to go to CES 2014.
Yeah.
Trish is there. We want to know, God. We want to know what you're most excited for. And this is the best one. Nicholas Dooley says, I hope they introduce a new console like the Xbox 3.14 or the PS Who Gives a Shit.
He's right. Both consoles aren't that great right now.
Here's
I love
what they
the
did.
PS Who Gives a Shit.
You know what they did introduce was 400 of the exact same Steam machine.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Yeah.
But they both have a GeForce GTX 760 graphics card and an i5 processor.
Oh my god, any sub says, new battery technology, for God's sake, it's about time!
We just talked about it.
Right? We did a table talk, which I don't know if you've seen it or not yet, because we shoot everything out of order, and I
But
don't know
keep
what
your
fucking
eyes
day
peeled
it is.
for it.
But keep your eyes peeled for it, because I shot a piece where I was like, in the table talk, talking about how battery technology needs to be better now, and we need batteries that don't need to be replaced and shit, and everyone made fun of me, because they're like, you can't have nuclear technology and fucking batteries, and I was like, you gotta think outside the box, guys! Think about sci-fi technology. People fucking 30 or 40 years ago were like, what, a computer in your hand? That's bullshit.
It's like if Charlie Day and Jack Black had a kid.
Dylan Tucker says,
Oh, I was so worried that was coming at me.
Dylan Tucker says everything Razer and Corsair and Cherry, blah, blah, blah. He also mentions V-Moda headphones, which is what I rock, and they got
Cool.
me an interview with Geraldo Rivera.
Oh, yeah.
So you know
Yeah?
they're good headphones.
Yeah, I
Look at
remember
that.
For
These
real?
headphones are so good, they got you an interview with someone who doesn't matter anymore.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We were at the Republican National Convention and Bowman was wearing him, and he was like, everybody was swarming him, and this lady goes, excuse me, can I help you? Those are really cool headphones.
What?
And Bowman was like, great, can we interview him? Real life.
Guys, well, that's better. That's just about as good as that time I got an interview with Willard Scott because I had a BK broiler.
Dude, those should be like the product endorsements, like V-Moda headphones. We'll get you an interview with Geraldo Rivera. BK broiler. Want to talk to somebody whose name I just forgot when you said it?
Wilford Brimley?
There
Willard
you go.
Scott.
Okay.
All right.
Willard Scott was like a weatherman in the 80s, I think.
Diabetes.
Just about as bad. I love my Wilford Brimley. I love him. Wilford Brimley is like America's dad.
No, he's America's diabetic grandfather.
All right.
We have Big Virgo Tube says giant fighting robots. Go find him, Miss Hirschberger.
You know what? I'm sorry. I've got to skip right over your bullshit and go straight to wow, Aaron is awesome, who
Oh,
says, hoverboards or I don't give a fuck. Exactly. Like, you win. Yep. Give him the t-shirt.
Give him the shirt.
Yep.
No,
Beautiful.
P.S. Who gives a shit? Fine.
No. This person
All right,
gets it.
dissent, but whoever
This person
said that
gets it
PS
because
who gives a
it's
shit,
true. I mean, P.S. I don't give a shit.
Nicholas
Is second
Dooley
place for
got
sure.
my vote.
Excuse me,
You
you're
get a
new
wink
here.
and a nod.
We decided that you.
I'm sorry, rookie. We give the t-shirt to.
I
Although it was a
stepped
good-
out of
it was a
bounds.
good choice.
That was a
It was a
fucking
good
great,
choice. It was a
right?
great choice.
That was
It was a good choice.
Second choice.
You're going to be looking out in your YouTube inbox. We're going to be messaging you, and everybody's going to sign this shirt from FHP's drawing board, and I dropped it. Whee!
Listen, I gotta be honest with you guys though. In keeping with the spirit of the question, look, 2015 is just around the corner, and
Nope.
Back to the Future 2, yeah,
just
it is.
entered
Because you know
2014.
what? Yeah, but years go by like real
Well, but
fast.
the next CES will already needed to be on the consumer market, so this was the CES where we really needed to be like a demo unit, the hoverboard.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you see Back to the Future 2 and 2015, they have hoverboards, you can only assume that they've been around for a while because kids are fucking floating around on them.
Yep.
Adults have like...
And in like a small town, it's not like rich guy.
Yeah,
oil
yeah,
So
Hill
they've been
Valley.
together for a while.
Exactly. So, like, technically, we should have them, like, I don't know, by summer or something. Because that way... Because, I mean, if you think about the Razors, like, Razors were really popular for maybe a year. So, it's like, if you think about within that year, like, everybody and their mother had one
Get them in
or
the
something.
summer, everybody gets
Yeah.
them for Christmas, then next year, boom, everybody's got them.
Science, it's your job to get on this shit right now. Otherwise, all the people are going to turn against you, and then there will be no more science and just religion. Hit the showers and women's UFC on Table Talk was the name of that video.
The showers and women's UFC.
Phil, I, and Ross. Is that correct grammar?
Nope.
Nope.
Phil,
Me,
Ross, and me.
Phil, and Ross.
Nope, very close.
Ross, me, and Phil.
Nope.
Yes.
One more.
I, Ross, and Phil.
Yes.
And me.
And me. And my brother and I. My brother and me. Remember that show on
My
Nickelodeon?
brother and me.
No?
No, what?
What is that song? Is that
That's
Mr. Bucket
Mr.
again?
Meg, don't shoot commentary drunk, alright? We can't.
Wait, you did Mr. Bucket the other day.
I totally did. But what was it? It was like
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Who
Something
gives
we
a
did
fuck?
Mr. Bucket for.
All I know is there's some guaranteed low prices over there. The
You having
question.
lunch? Our editors get. Oh, DJ. You guys know DJ. DJ's getting lunch.
You guys know DJ.
Yeah.
DJ's getting lunch over there. What do you
DJ's
got
gonna
there?
eat.
You got some.
You got
gas-
gas tape
oh,
for
I'm
lunch.
sorry.
Okay, well.
DJ, we need to talk about your dietary habits.
Yeah,
man.
listen, dude.
gonna be good
That'll-
fiber.
That'll stay in your colon for years.
Yeah, and plus, like, I don't know, but there's some bad vitamins in there, and also, if you're like have a gluten intolerance, you're not gonna have a
Gluten.
good time with that.
No gluten.
I can eat vitamins.
What
All
was
right, the question on the video was, what two YouTubers would you like to see fight each other in a UFC style battle?
Ronja Dreamcloud says, Elliot Morgan versus Hank Green would be fair-ish, but I would prefer them battling each other in chess or something.
Yeah, I feel like they would start to fight, and then they would be like, wait a minute, why don't we just talk about politics?
Yeah.
Like, why don't we just talk
I
about
think
they-
they'd have a sweet epic rap battle.
Yeah, they really
Ooh,
would.
it would be like a spoken word slow talking
Yeah.
battle.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Damn Sky C says, since you asked for YouTubers, Patricia Hirschberger versus Ashley Newton. It would be a better fight than most people realize. I think Lee would just use her fart move and then.
Oh, and you think Lee's farts would do Trisha
Oh, that's
in?
true.
Is it a
Trisha's-
fart off?
Dude, Trisha's farts, everybody's gone. That's like we cut to the stock footage of the atomic bomb blast where it's like
Yeah.
I like the idea of them both just pointing their butts at each other and farting, and then you see the two gaseous clouds interact, and then just the cold front meets the hot front, and just a range of shit.
But her name is not Patricia. It's actually just Trisha.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just
Yeah,
It's
there's
not
no
Ashley. It's actually just. It's Ashley.
It's actually just
She hates
it's
Like
Ashley.
The Simpsons.
She hates it. Vector Ninja says, I can see Phil as an MMA fighter big time. It would be Phil versus Smosh, 2v1. No. Not at all. Phil, I would like to see Phil trying to get, like, even MMA trained, but I don't think he would do
I
very
think
well
Phil
with that.
himself would admit he would bow out pretty much
Immediately,
immediately.
especially 2v1. How tall are Ian and Ann?
No clue.
Okay, this one's a little long, but I gotta get through it. Braxton Gaither says,
Great name.
all right, here's my little list of people that would be a great matchup. Steve versus Freddie Wong. This would not end pretty. Sam versus Shane Dawson. Shane may win, but the ball's in Sam's court. Joe versus Rhett McLaughlin. Tie. Meg versus Jenna Marbles. Jenna would lose to Meg from forfeit. Trisha versus Lacey Green. There would be no battle. They would try to stop other fights. Elliot versus Link Neal. Elliot would win, all right? Lee versus Harley Mortenstein. It would be a draw. And Ross versus DJ. There's no comment.
Ross for DJ. Boom.
DJ, there's no comment. We gotta do it.
You gotta do it. I like that they think that I could stomp Jenna Marbles, because here's the thing, she
By
kicked
forfeit.
my ass.
Yeah, I
You
think
see
it just means that
photo
Jenna
shoot?
wouldn't show up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be important enough.
Yeah.
I'd be standing at a flagpole like, it's 3 o'clock, guys, where is she?
Where is she?
Charlotte Underwood says, I'm so into their shampoo talk. I didn't read the comment before I
Oh,
started.
because we talked about how we
Yeah,
stopped, like,
yeah.
we don't, well, how often you don't use shampoo, or you
I
just
do.
rarely use
No,
it?
I had a friend that never used
Okay,
it.
so I rarely use shampoo. I only use it, like, maybe every other week or something.
But you still scrub, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I
Scrub with
use...
hot
I use conditioner.
Well, I use too much product to not shampoo.
I've heard, though, it takes about a month of, like, greasy, gross hair, but then if you never use it, just hot water, your hair gets used to it, and it, like, cleans out your...
Oh, nice. Yeah, because you need those oils in there. It's important. If you get rid of those oils, your hair could crack and go dry.
Yeah,
and then
I
you look
have-
like Grandma Death from Donnie Darko.
Because
Oh, I
I have,
loved her. God. Oh,
color
I'm putting her on my
treatment, you gotta
celebrity
do
hit
that.
list.
Perfect.
You
She's
gotta
my
use
number
it.
one.
All right. I think that's it, guys.
Yep.
Let's end this shit. Let's get the fuck out of here, huh?
Cool.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching our very special commentary. And why is it special? I don't know.
Because you're here.
There you go. Perfect. That's great, guys.
If we just didn't acknowledge the fact that happened, that would have been very cool.
Oh, so did I ruin it?
Well, to
Did
the
I
audience,
ruin
it'd just be
it?
like, obviously they planned that.
Yeah, we clearly planned it.
We got a bunch of stuff
too
going
excited.
on this weekend. We went to see her, Meg and I, for the new movie thing show.
Oh, I loved her,
which is-
you guys.
Yeah, not to spoil what I thought about the movie, but that might have been my favorite movie last year.
So good.
Yeah,
Really good.
absolutely. And also, what do we got? A movie club?
Movie club. We're gonna be watching Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Good
This is a
movie.
tale of Captain Jack Sparrow.
I don't want to spoil how the movie club goes, but that happened.
That does happen.
We also got some bloops, and it'll be fun. So come back, join us, watch all our cool stuff. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Ross Everett.
No!
Oh my god!
That really just broke.
Well, I'm playing with glue right now, so I'll just glue it back.
I like that I'm playing with glue right now.
What's your latest toy, Steve? Really into this thing called glue?
Oh, wow, it broke it completely. Look at that thing. Oh, no! Well, you know what? The Xenomorphs had it coming. Look at Jazz, the guy who killed the aliens! I did it! I'm the defender of Earth.